I went ahead and charged the battery for this one. I put one of my batteries in here, and I went to look at it, inspected, made sure there's no starter is going out on this thing. Which is a bummer, because I don't have a starter. But I think it's a Honda GX something engine. It's a nice little motor. I don't actually know what year this thing is, but this... Alright, so take a step back with me. A friend of mine had some mowers he's been asking me to help him fix. Sorry, let me get down. So we have this 2166 Cub Cadet. We have the Tank M48, so 48-inch deck. Cub Cadet as well. Commercial grade, they say. And I mean, the deck looks pretty solid, so nice. Good tires on it. The other one's flat. And then we have this old 1720. He's asked me to kindly get all three of them running again and going. He said the zero turn started, ran, and then he told me some other things were wrong with it. Like it wasn't wanting to go, but then he says it wouldn't want to start, and it dies on him. So we'll have to figure that out. We've got the Cub Cadet. He had this running this summer. I helped him get it started, and he mowed his yard for a little bit, and then he said now it won't start. And it's got a good battery, and check the key, check the brake. It's still not wanting to start, so we'll have to check that one out. This one, the 2166, I don't really know what's wrong with it, nor does he. We took the battery out when we got there because it wouldn't want to crank it, and I think the carb just needs to be gone through. But I'm fairly certain there's some other stuff wrong. So we've got all of this going on. We're gonna try to do one thing at a time. So like right now, I'm gonna focus on this Cub Cadet Tank zero turn because he said that's the one he would love to have back the quickest. Even though we are coming into winter season, so there's not really a need for this thing anymore. But he's asked for it, and I'm going to, of course, take care of him and make sure that he gets what he needs. So, I know it's got probably bad gas. The oil filter shows 5 of 16. So, I really don't know how long this thing's been sitting for. The battery in it was had no stamping, that's right. So we'll have to figure this out. Why is the starter not working so well? And we might just spray some carb clean or some starting fluid into here and see if it will fire up at least. Maybe it'll suck enough fuel that it can run itself. God, that sun's so bright. But yeah, we'll focus on this one for right now. So let's go get some carb clean, just see if it even costs to life. So all right, got a can of brake clean, douse it, park brakes on, okay, gotta spin the motor. Yeah, so we have a carb issue. And a starter issue. Whoa! And apparently a rat's nest at some point. I didn't even notice that. Ha! That's awesome. But, on the bright side, this is easy to take apart. So, we'll take it apart real quick. Because it's 10 mils that were loose. Oh god. This is always what you want to find, is loose bolts from someone else. I will say I did have, when I yanked this thing out, I did have a mouse jump out at me and scare the living daylights out of me. I didn't quite scream, but I was not enjoying it. Let's put it that way. Nice little Honda carb. Oh man, this fuel line is so hard. I know, that's what she said. Give it a rest, guys. There are so many spider webs in here. So happy I have gloves on, because this is not something I would want to touch without gloves. Okay. Solenoid wire comes disconnected. Fuel line comes off. You got a pulse pump up there. And here's the carb with no fuel in it, so I wonder if the fuel pump went out. But I know I'm gonna have to get into the carb, so I'm just gonna go ahead and clean it, and then I'll bring it back because you guys don't need to watch me clean it. Actually, I'll bring you with me. We'll clean it, give it a once over, figure out what's going on with it. Just because it's probably interesting for you guys. So we'll bring you to the bench. All right, we're on the bench. Let's get this carb torn apart. See what's causing it. I seriously think it probably just hasn't gotten fuel picked up yet, but you know, I want to go through it, make it run better, because he's apparently had some issues with people working on his mowers. So I want to take care of him. He's also a good friend of mine, my old dentist. So and there's a little bit of fuel coming out. Oh god, that's nasty fuel. Screws set aside. Oh, we dropped one. Little needle nose pliers. Pull the lever out. Pull the valve float. Overall, the carb looks fairly clean. We need to test the solenoid probably, which I'll do with a tester, so that way we don't have an arcing aspect. And that jet was clear. Let's grab this emulsion tube. It's a little dirty. I could have used it clean. But overall, I am happy with the way that this thing is looking. Definitely looks like he just got it back from a dealer or something like that. Oh, crap, step on my stuff. Alright, let's test this. Where's the probe? There she is. Alright. Got my battery on the ground, so you're not going to see it. And I got this this probe. I'm going to connect it to the ground right there. And okay. So, when I give it power, we should, let me see if I can get you squared away. See that little solenoid way down in the bottom of the thing? Of the carb? That's how the thing needs to sit. Ah! I dropped my thing. Man, things. You see it down there? That little probe down there? Crap. Gosh dang it, guys. Help me out. You want to hold it for me? Okay. You can see it? I'm hoping you can tell. But it is moving, which is good. That means that we have good power, or a good solenoid, which is always a concern with these things. Get brake clean. Because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to blow out the emulsion tube, which is this buggy. And I'm going to put it back because there's no sense in keeping stuff open longer than it has to be. We'll go ahead and blow this out real quick. Nice clean jet. Blow out the bottom of this bowl. I really should probably go ahead and drain the fuel tank because it's probably got horrible gas in it, but we might just take a second and get a fuel sample from it and actually see, because I wonder if he threw fresh gas in it at some point, because it would totally correlate. Alright, so let's see, how does this go together? It goes like this. Yep. So this carb was really, really clean, which is telling me the engine might have a bad starter, or that pulse pump might have failed. Something along those lines is causing an issue. I know my wife's aunt, they have a generator / welder set with, I think, the similar engine, and he's called me a lot asking, why does it not run, why does it not run? And every time it seems like we have to prime the system, even though it's got a pulse pump. We have to like actually prime it with fuel to get it to start and run. So I think the pulse pumps just can't pull enough vacuum to suck up the gasoline from the tank. So we're gonna go back to the mower and put this on and maybe force feed it some fuel and let it run for a second. So bring it back in a jiffy. All right, got you in a new position. So we just cleaned the carb. We just went through it and it looks good, and there's no reason why it should have died, other than there may not have been any fuel in the actual carb to run. I'm gonna put this carb back on. Oh no, my gasket. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave the fuel to it off. Come on. Go to the right hole in the flappy do. Okay. Ooh, gloves caught. There we go. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and put the air cover back on. Get all attached. So my fuel inlet's right here. I'm gonna leave it off because out of the car, or out of this pulse pump up here, should come some fuel. And we're gonna connect the start solenoid right there. And I'm gonna put the cover back on just because I do not have any bolts that will go over top of it. Oh, fine. I don't like the fact that there might be fuel shooting back into the carb and causing a reaction or a reverb. So we're gonna put that back, and we're gonna put this back. Got it. And I did check earlier. It does have oil in it. I know that might have been something that was missed, but I did check. Kind of because I was impatient. We're gonna actually tighten these bolts down this time. Oops, sorry guys, I bumped you. Oh, wait. I forgot something. Kind of actually important. Otherwise it just sucks itself into the plastic. Like that. I don't have a screwdriver with me to pop that other one off. So it's gonna stay there. Stay there until later. And I'm gonna have you guys move back once I go to start this thing. Just so that way you guys aren't in the harm's way so my GoPro doesn't get damaged. Nice and tight. Maybe a bit too tight, but it's alright. So let's get some fuel in it. Let's get you set up top, and we'll go and run it. Oh, come on! That starter is so annoying! Alright. Gotta be kidding me, guys. Oh, come on, go in your little... Well, you see that fire came back? Ah! You guys! Sorry. Alright, we'll put you. Sorry, I need 2 hands. Let me see if I can find a decent spot for you guys to sit. Well, there's not a crazy amount of sun, and you'll stay stationary. God, this is so annoying. The starter is just like failing. Damn it, I broke my brake clean. Ah! That's annoying. It was $5. Gosh dang it, I want this to frickin' start! And you don't have to sit down to start it. I know that for a fact. Solenoid's kicking out, the starter's not starting though. Ah, that's annoying. Alright, let me go get a hammer to pumice it. Alright, I got a big hammer. Yeah, it looks like we're out of business. Have to order a starter. Because it's not wanting to start at all. Which is a bummer. Oh well. I wonder how much a starter is for this thing. I don't even know what model this is. Oh, it's a GX620. Let me do some digging, see where I can get one. Well guys, it starts, it runs for some reason, like decent. I'll show you a video. I just went to try to start it one more time before pulling off my trailer, or yanking it off my trailer, and next thing you know, it starts, it's idling, it's working. So I don't know what we did, but it runs okay now. Now we're just going to power wash it, get it cleaned up, and get it kind of looking a little bit better so we can work on it more. I got a starter ordered because that thing's got to get repaired. And then I got to figure out why it's surging and not working right. I think something with the safety switches, because whenever the handles are out like this, it runs great. But as soon as you put the handles in, it shuts off. It's like loses spark. So we're going to set you up, I don't have my tripod out, so you guys are going to kind of just get another perspective from down low, like that. So, hope you guys enjoy. All right, it looks a lot better, and I don't feel like I'm gonna get scurvy from it. Motor still should be running good. We're gonna go ahead and restart this engine, but I'm gonna first put the 10s back on. Restart the engine, rerun it, keep it moving, just because I want to try to run out the fuel, because it doesn't smell so good. So I'm going to try to run out the fuel, just let it idle and or run and run and run. I don't actually know how much is... Yeah, they stink. Yeah, so we're going to try to run it, get it going, but I'm going to put the covers back on. You don't need to watch me do this, but not too shabby. I haven't really mowed with it too much because it's just not running great. Once it's dried off, we'll come back in the garage and we'll finish the rest of it. In the meantime, I'm gonna try to get on that one, see if I can get it started, because I think that might be the next best bet. So we'll start with the where will it run here in a bit on that one. Well, gosh dang it, once again, it happens to me whenever I'm not filming. So I'm over here looking at this thing, I moved it over here, I'm like, why is it that it runs so perfect when you're not sitting on it? Then as soon as you sit on it and you're trying to move it by pulling the parking brake down or something like that, it stops wanting to work, almost as if the ignition is killed. And then it hit me as I was driving it from over there to here. I was like, wait a second, my butt's not sitting right. Something's not right. I went ahead and I jumpered the seat switch, the seat safety switch, so now it's no longer in effect. And this thing has 0 issues. It starts, it runs, it works. It's like a whole new machine. Just because of seat safety switch. And the starter's even working better and better now. I'm amazed at what this thing's doing. Because, I mean, it's just... I mean, as you hear... I mean, it's... I don't have a choke. But it's working. The starter's even doing it, working almost every time. Like, I'm not having to bump the key. It's just starting. I'm going to go ahead and replace the starter anyway, just because I don't want to have to deal with it. I'm going to get my grease gun, and we're going to go to town, because this thing has, I think, more grease fittings than any other mower I've ever seen. I didn't actually know this, but there's a whole undercarriage I should have power washed. Oh, well, it's good enough. But like you see, there's grease fittings there, Zerk fittings there. The pulley has a Zerk fitting. Under there has a Zerk fitting. The tire, the axle, the wheel, all of that has Zerk fittings. I saw a couple other places. I was like, holy crap, why is that? There's a Zerk fitting up here. Down there somewhere I saw one. It's just everywhere. This thing actually is pretty dang well built. And it's the seat safety switch that killed it. So I'm going to go grease it, and then I'm going to probably bring it back to him another day. And I really hope he enjoys it. Definitely, he needs to just run this thing like a son of a gun, because it needs to be used. Because the gas on it isn't good, but this thing will work. So I'm happy with it. I'm hoping he enjoys it. I mean, it's like 50 bucks, I think, for the starter, plus my time. Yeah, I really don't think he's going to complain at all. So, all right. Thank you guys for joining me. We're going to go on to this one next. This little 2166, I think it's a 21 horsepower or 17 horsepower little engine. We're going to get going on this one now. I just got the battery in it because I didn't want you guys to watch me do it. But I got the battery in it, and I think we'll be able to go through it now and see what it needs to get going.